Here come your Rockets!
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!
All right, Rocket football fans, another season here. Coach Courtney, the Hall of Famer, and fifth year football coach.
Fifth year? I can keep up.
Yeah,
people ask me sometimes. I'm not sure.
Runs together. Yeah. I figured up your record too for the preview and the press. You're dead even.
Dead even. We got to get over
24 and 24.
Hopefully we can change it.
Win Friday night, you're winning.
That's right.
Winning career record.
Yeah.
So, welcome to the show. We appreciate all of our fans, all of our sponsors who help provide this and allow us to do it. We thank them a great deal. Of course, you saw them roll in as we began the show here. So we're going to get right underway. It's going to be a busy show today. Usually we have some more guests and kids, but here's the first show of the year. We always want to just go over the personnel and go over the depth chart and hear what Coach Courtney is going to put on the field. We've seen Coach the last couple of weeks. We've scrimmaged some really tough football teams. Both of them, Murray and Massville, both in the top 10 of their respective classes. So we've got a look. We've got a real look. So let's talk just briefly about those scrimmages and maybe the 7-on-7. Just briefly, kind of recap what's going on in the preseason. Then we'll get to the depth chart.
Yeah, starting with 7-on-7, we kind of had a rough go. We kept getting weathered out, as you know. You was helping driving us. We didn't get a whole lot of 7-on-7 that we normally get. We're at Murray State and got pushed back. We got a few games there, and then drove up to Evansville. We expected to have a ton of games. I think we were supposed to play 8 or 9 games, and we probably got 1.5 in. I can't really remember, but not near the reps that we expected to get. So it was really light off season as far as competing against other teams and passing leagues or 7-on-7 because of the weather. Then the scrimmages, Murray. I don't think there's any really way to sugarcoat. We just didn't play very well. Didn't feel like we played as hard as we need to play. To their defense, we were coming off 2-a-days all week long. I will give them that. I think their legs were probably shot. I think we're a little bit tired, and it really showed. Playing that good of a football team in Murray, they really took it to us. But the good news is I thought we showed a lot of growth in the next one. Massville is a very good football team, very physical, got everything that you want in a football team, athletes, big guys. And I thought we competed well early. It wasn't a playing hard thing or a physicality thing. It was a more mistakes thing, and that's what we want. We can fix mistakes, but we're not necessarily playing as hard as we think we should be playing or as physical. That's hard to fix. That's more internal. So I thought the guys really did a good job, honestly. The score didn't necessarily show it, but in scrimmages, we're not worried about scores. We're playing a bunch of guys, seeing what we got a little bit, seeing who can help us where, and that's the goal. And then the real ones start this week. So I was really actually pleased from the jump that we made, even though you couldn't tell if you just looked at the scoreboard. But
and we were playing pretty short-handed too. You were holding some guys out who've been had some nagging injuries. Right. Not going to get them in and get them hurt before the regular season starts. So we'll talk a little bit about maybe some of that as we go. One thing I did want to do before we get started is just to recognize Coach Frank Pierce, who passed away a few months ago. Coach Pierce, we have his jacket, his Gore-Tex jacket that he wore and sat in the end zone for the last several years. Of course, he was on the sideline in his first years here. But Frank has been a part of the football program for many, many years. And, we just want to say we've appreciated him. And I know, Coach, you had a lot of respect for him.
Oh, yeah. Loved him, coached me. And then, obviously, when I got on the staff, and especially as a head coach, he just helped me in any way he could. So just one of those guys, if you know Coach Pierce, you know how special of a guy he was. So he's missed already in the scrimmages. It's already been different. Just his presence there and just, hey, buddy, and to you on the side, just seeing a smile before every game, just kind of give you comfort. So it's tough. It's tough. He was a big part of Rocket football for a long time. We'll remember him this year. We got FPs on the back of our helmets on both sets for Coach Pierce to try to memorialize him a little bit and try to, play for him a little bit this year. So that's the plan for him, and hopefully have some recognition of him in the first home game as well. So
yeah, that's great. He was a Rocket through and through.
That's right.
So preseason polls are out. There's a lot of different ones. I kind of like the Courier Journals. They do a pretty good job they've got some tentacles across the state. So looking at theirs, they've kind of taken the place of the AP poll. Mm-hmm. Looking in our region and our district, Mayfield is number 2 preseason. Owensboro Catholic's 4. They're off the schedule, at least for now. Might see them in the playoffs. Mm-hmm. Hancock County over in the 2nd district is number 11. McLean County in the 2nd district is 12. Trigis comes in at 15, and Caldwell County 18, Fort Campbell 19. Coach, we're at 21. We're behind those guys, and there's not, you only get 4 slots to get to playoffs.
Yeah. Well, I guess that we're out.
That's why they play them, right?
Yeah. I haven't saw that poll. I wish I would have saw that poll. I would have had that poll posted. I will get that posted shortly into the locker room. I didn't realize that we were. I understand we had a little bit. We went 4-7 last year. Dropped a couple of games that were really close. But I feel like that we have a pretty good football team this year. But like you said, we'll play them and we'll go out and show it. And either we'll prove them wrong or prove them right. We'll see.
And it may not be in that order. I just take after they do the top 10, then it's just also
other
teams to look at. Yeah.
I like it better the way you say it. It's better motivation.
That's what. So I just take them in order.
Okay.
I assume that maybe they do it that way. I don't know, but nonetheless, we're in the second 10.
Okay.
At best. So let's talk about your football team. Of course, I guess the centerpiece of the team obviously is always the quarterback, or typically. Yeah. And we've got a pretty good one. So Quinn Summers comes back for his senior year.
Yeah, just really exciting that we got another year with him. Just what he did last year as a first-year starter, he amazed me week in and week out. And at the same time, wasn't real surprised because I had been seeing him do it for a couple of years as a scout team quarterback. We knew that he was ready and just waiting for his turn. I've said it a lot of times, but just expecting him to take that next step, that senior step, get that senior bump and have a year of comfortability in the offense and just – continue to do what he's doing, but even better. I can say we could be here all day talking about Quinn and things he does well. Anything you want in a quarterback, anything you want in a football player, Quinn's got it. From arm to his mind to his heart to his speed. I mean, he's a great athlete. If he wasn't so important to us offensively, he'd definitely be starting for us defensively and be a key player, be one of our best defensive players without a doubt. So he's just all-around great player, great leader for us, and expect a huge year out of him.
Mm-hmm. You mentioned some the other day when we were talking about you characterize him as maybe one of the best quarterbacks Crittenden County's ever had.
Yeah, I think he's definitely in that category.
And I go back a little before you were even born.
Right. Yeah.
and I agree with you.
Right.
I agree with you. If he had 4 years to start,
right, his numbers
he would shatter some records.
Right. Yeah, his numbers may not show up because, like you said, a lot of time those guys that are that good getting that third year, he just happened to have Micah, so he was only going to get to, be the head of the reins for 2 years. But,
right.
but man, as good a junior as, I mean, he's in that discussion. I'm not saying ranking these top quarterbacks, but he's definitely in that discussion for me as one of the best that I've seen around here.
Yeah.
And one of the best in Western Kentucky, period, if not the state, right now. I'd put him against anybody that I've saw. He's right in that discussion.
Well, WPSD thinks we have one of the best receivers in West Kentucky, and your nephew, and I know it's kind of sometimes you don't brag on him enough.
Yeah.
But Caden Howard, number 4, I believe.
I think it's 5 actually.
Number 5.
He's right around that area.
WPSD, Gridiron Glory, top players in the area. And that goes down into Tennessee and
Illinois.
up into Illinois.
Yep.
So pretty nice feather in his cap. And I know he's nursed a little injury. He hadn't played just he hadn't done a lot of stuff in the preseason.
Yeah.
He came alive the other night. He's going to talk about him. He's going to be pretty special with him and Quinn when they can get hooked up.
Yeah, it's just the dynamic of as good duos we've ever, up there with the other ones you've had, TK Guess and Austin Berry. I mean, just the great connection. Quarterbacks and a receiver, Kate will be the first to tell you, it's the most dependent position. You got to have a guy that can get you the ball, and Quinn does such a good job. And they're good buddies and got good connection. Caden's my nephew, and like you said, I don't talk too much about him. But he's extremely good. I mean, as a receiver, there's nothing that he can't do. He's a matchup problem for anybody that we're going to play, and I don't care what jersey they got on. He's a problem to cover. Most importantly, I think he's really grown up a lot, been a really good leader for us. Caden always plays extremely hard to practice games. It doesn't matter. He's going to get after it. But where he's took as a leader and being positive when it's time to be positive, not getting down when things are bad, things like that is what's impressed me the most about him, why I think he'll really have a great year. Got to get him healthy. And I think he is healthy now. But like you said, he's been a little bit banged up throughout the summer. Kind of goes with it sometimes when you play that hard all the time. Sometimes some things happen. And he's dealt with a little bit of injuries, but feel good about him, going into the season.
Yeah. Well, looking for a lot out of him. He broke some records last year, and there's a lot more that are on his or in his sights, I should say. So at quarterback, let's just kind of go back there and just talk about we're going to talk about the depth chart and try to go 2-3 deep and just let you talk about these guys, and we'll just behind Summers, you just take off. Okay,
we got Connor Poindexter behind him. Connor's the guy that's going to be right there ready, just still waiting his way as well, just like we kind of always have. Connor, really smart kid, will be a good leader when it's his time, knows the offense inside and out, may even play some receiver for us. He's a good athlete, deceptive though. And he runs the ball, and we're just in the scrimmage the other day, he don't necessarily look like he's going real fast, but he's hard to tackle. He makes people miss. He really impresses me the way he runs the ball. So, and just the whole grasp he has of the offense. He'll be a good player for us. Just kind of waiting his turn. Hayden Hughes will be the third one. Freshman kid's really exploded for me in the summer. I'm really high up on Hayden Hughes on both sides of the ball. Quarterback, receiver, athlete, wherever you want to play him, Hughes can get it done. He's smart. He's an athlete. And my biggest thing about him, when it's hitting drills, he was jumping up there in the seniors first thing. He had no fear about him whatsoever, and I really like what he's going to bring to the table. He'll help us this year as a freshman. Mm-hmm. Then at F, which is our running back position, Trey Taylor. I could be most excited about Trey as maybe anybody. He's kind of found his home at running back, and man, I really feel like he's going to have a good year. He's worked so hard for it too, and just the way he was making people miss. We're not necessarily blocking things up sometimes, right? In the scrimmages, it's still early, but the ability he has to make people miss and just go hard. I really think he's going to have a big year as a running back, and feel really good that we're better in that position than we've been in a while.
He's the fastest kid on the team, right? I think he was right at it.
Maybe that ran. Caden's probably honestly our fastest guy, but he is fast.
Yeah,
he is
40s,
fast.
I saw.
Yeah, and the thing about Trey is he's going whatever his speed is. If it's a 4.7, it's going to be a 4.7 every single play. He's not a guy that's going to get slower. Maybe even gets faster when the pads get on. Mm-hmm. He's an impressive player on both sides of the ball. Yeah. Bumpus, he's a freshman for us. Joe is somebody we expect a whole lot out of as a freshman.
Hearing his name a lot from the coaching staff.
Yeah, we really like Joe. And we've known, for a while. Joe's been a good player in the program. I'm not sure when they got here, but he's been here a few years. And he played some JV for us last year because the middle school season went there and played really well. He'll get some touches. As a true freshman, there's a couple guys that we feel are special. We have a small freshman class, but we feel like we got a couple special guys in it, and he's one of them. He'll help us on both sides of the ball. At H, we got Eli Lavelle. He is a really good weapon, sure-handed guy. Mm-hmm. He's a guy that plays that H position for us, which is kind of like a mixed guy. Like he can play in the slot, he can play out wide, he can play in the backfield. He's Mr. Do It Everything, and we feel that's exactly what he is. Eli can get it done wherever he's at. There's not anything on the football field that Eli can't do.
He gets open a lot.
He does. He kind of has been waiting his turn as a freshman last year. He's a sophomore now. He's somebody that I expect to make a whole lot of plays for us this year. Really good weapon. Braden Poindexter is his backup. In that position, like I said, it's a do-it-all. For him, it's more of a tight end fullback position when he's in. He'll play in the slot. He's got really soft hands. He's a good blocker, and he's hard to bring down when he touches the ball. But he's more of a power guy in that position. At our Y, which is our slot, is Dakota Sosh. Dakota Slosh might be the most underrated player on our team. Not a whole lot of talk about him. Caden gets a lot of talk about, and some other guys. But, man, he's slippery. He's slick out there at receiver. He's got really good hands, hard to tackle. He's a senior that's been getting it done for a long time, really, on both sides of the ball. So we expect another big year out of him. Bigger year, really. Jay Stevenson, he was more kind of like the other position. Our Y is our tight end also. He's more of a tight end type, bigger body, want to get in there and block. And, he's got sure hands as well, but maybe not much vertical, more like a true tight end. We've already talked about Caden. We've already talked about Hughes. Hughes would also be our first outside receiver at Z. X, we got Noah Byford. Byford has really came along. He's a fast kid. He catches the ball, plays extremely hard, whether it's blocking, tackling, catching the ball after the catch. That's what stands out to me about Byford is his effort. You never have to question his effort. He's been a little banged up. We're hoping. He got some really good news, though. Twisted his knee up a little bit, but he's going to be fine. Hopefully we can have him back this week. Don't know that yet for sure, but definitely not going to be out a long time. So.
In the 707 play, he's the guy.
He was the guy that made the plays.
Stood out to me.
Yeah, we didn't play much 7-on-7, but when we did, he was the one. Caden was out, and he was the one that took the reins and started making all the plays. Yeah, he was definitely our target. Davis Pierman, he's been filling those shoes. And the guy, if they rotate out wide, he'll be playing a lot regardless of who's healthy and who's not. Big target out there, can catch the ball, is rangy. The junior, too, that's kind of been sitting behind some guys. Cameron Levin gives a lot of these guys opportunities. He's a guy that took a lot of these catches and a lot of these routes. And so that opens up things for him as well. At center, we got Jake Rich starting. Jackson Jr., this will be his first opportunity to start. Played some up front for us last year. Jake's another guy that gets after it. He's a hard hat and lunch pail type of guy every day. He's going to come to work and work hard, and that's what you want, especially from those guys up front. So he's one of those guys. You can trust Jake. Jake's going to go out there and give you everything he's got. So
son of a Hall of Famer.
Yeah.
Joey Richardson.
Yes, sir. A very good one. Very good one. And behind him is Parker Phillips. Parker Phillips is probably the biggest kid that we have on the team. We expect him to play up front. They've been battling that position out. I'm not saying that battle's over. It's never really over. But regardless, Parker will play for us. So he has something that we can't teach. He's so big and has such good feet and a good big, the type of big that college coaches would really like. So we expect him to help us. Some on both sides of the ball, but definitely on offense. Michael Counts, he's at least a 2-year starter coming back. Counts is a typical guard, kind of stocky kid that can go around and kick people out, down block them. He's got good feet. He's a deceptive athlete, so he's pretty good in pass pro. Really stepped up. He's a senior and really seen some growth in him, so excited about the year he's going to have. Brand Sassy, left guard. He's a 4-year starter, I believe. Maybe missed 2 games his freshman year or something like that. But it wasn't long before he was a starter, and he's been a force ever since. He's one of the best linemen in Western Kentucky on both sides of the ball.
And a leader.
Yeah, he is.
Sure,
yeah, he's when you start up there for 4 years, you don't really have a choice but to be the guy that everybody's listening to. Yeah. So, you could say, those guys don't get the limelights that like Quinn and Howard and them get, but he's right there in his position in wheelhouse. He's right there with those guys. He's extremely good, right there in the top lineman that I've been around at Crittenden County. So I could say a lot of good things about him. Hunter Curnel would be his backup, and Hunter Curnel could play a lot of positions on the offensive line. He's a sophomore. He's another guy. He's a little undersized, but, man, he makes up for it in his effort and his heart. And really, really been impressed with what he's done. He was really good in middle school. We expected him to be able to help us by this time of year, and he's really stepped into those shoes. He'll play a lot up front and probably defensively as well. Gary Hall came back to us this year. And he's probably about 5 inches taller and 40 pounds heavier. He has really grown up, and we're lucky to have him, really lucky that he came back, really excited. Just the kid that he is to be around. And, man, he looks like a left tackle now. He's a really big kid, especially from our standards, and good feet, good hands. Really expect for him to have a good year. He's been really impressed. For taking off a year of football and got that much better, it is insane, really. So we've just been really impressed with what we've got. Behind him be Daryl Shear. Daryl's a freshman that we expect a lot of things out of. We wouldn't be scared to put Daryl out there one bit. Just got some learning to do to make up. Obviously, he's got a lot of older guys in front of him. There's a lot of seniors up there. What do we got, 3 seniors starting up front or 4? 4 seniors. So just a lot of seniors and then a junior. So we're really old up front and experienced. So he's learning from those guys and doing really well. Keegan Pearson, another guy, is right tackle, coming back from starting last year. This will be his second year starting. Long, aggressive. That's what stands out. Keegan's really aggressive. He'll get in there and mix it up with anybody. So that's what stands out about him. And like I said, being a starter for second year returning, we expect for him to have a solid year. We got a couple other younger guys. We got Daniel Barnes-Mays come out. This is his first year playing football. He's really working hard, so we're excited to have him. And Gavin Croft is in the same situation. Which one's Daniel's a sophomore, but Gavin's a freshman. So Gavin's I don't know if he moved here last year or what, but he's not been here long. But really come in, a great kid. It's worked really hard and putting in a lot of effort, just kind of learning the game, just as a freshman. And we're excited to have him on the team. So
pretty well wraps up the offensive
side of the ball. Yeah.
We're going to take a quick break and let our sponsors do their deal here so you can see all the fine folks around town and the community that support Rocket football. And we'll be right back in just a moment.
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!
All right, we're back. We're going to talk about the special teams, and then we'll go to the defense. Everybody loves the defense, Coach. I know you do.
I do.
Yeah. Special teams.
Special teams. Kicking right now in split duty. We got Mitchell Brown, and Adrian Berry, just both of them. Mitchell's got leaps and bounds better. Come to school in the mornings, you might see him out there kicking before school. He goes to kicking camps. He just really took it serious and really something that he wants to be good at, and you can really show it, the growth that he's had. Kicking field goals and kicking off, he's done a great job. Then obviously Adrian kicked for us a lot last year, and they'll split the duties this year. They're still kind of battling it out. I don't know exactly how it's going to turn out, but they're both very capable. They both can kick off. They both can kick extra points. They both can kick medium-range field goals. So believe in both of them. Really excited to have 2 kickers, and they'll split the duty. And that's a good thing for us to have 2 good ones. For them, it might, sometimes I know everybody wants to be the one, but it's good to have 2. And then kickoff. That's kickoff, so we already talked about that. Long snapping be Braden Poindexter's our starting long snapper, along with our middle linebacker and some other things. Then Dakota Sosh will be his backup. This will be our holder, will be our 2 quarterbacks. Quinn Summers will be starting holding. Connor Poindexter will be second. And then punter will be Quinn Summers and Eli Lavelle.
So defensively, scheme-wise, same. Any big changes this year?
Scheme-wise, no, small tweaks, but not big changes. Pretty well. We'll be in a 3-3 defense. Pretty well doing the same thing we've done since I've been here.
Let's do the secondary. Let's get
starting with the secondary.
Yeah.
Secondary is probably our oldest, most veteran group. We got Noah Byford, I've already talked about. Just plays really hard. Trey Taylor's the other starter. Behind those guys, you got Caden Harrington's a guy I've not talked about. He's a freshman, extremely athletic kid, extremely active kid, plays very hard. Just like a lot of freshmen, just got to get it figured out on where to be in this situation versus this. But we really liked Harrington and expect for him to help us some this year as well. We got Wyatt Gibson, who's another good athlete, who's played a lot of baseball, who's came out. That we expect for him eventually to really figure it out. This is his first year in football, so we're just getting there with him. But he's done really well with the amount of reps that he's had, so we expect high things from him in the future. And then Chris Guest will be another one in the secondary as a freshman that I don't know if y'all remember Travis Guest, but his brother played for me back. Pretty good football team, and that's his brother, and he plays free safety. Kind of like, I think Travis played some DB too and receiver, so they're kind of in the same position. He's wiry like him and gets after it, so and a lot of fun to be around too. So we're really glad to have Chris on the team. And that's our corners. Free safety, we got Caden, who we've talked about. Davis will be behind him. Davis, we'll list 3 starters in the secondary, but really Davis is the 4th. We'll rotate 4 guys for those 3 spots, and Davis will be that 4th starter in that
Davis
spot.
Perriman.
Yeah, Davis Perriman.
Of course, Caden hired.
Yeah. So we got Noah Byford, Trey Taylor at corners. Those are our 2 starting corners. Caden Howard, free safety. And then Davis Perriman will play both corner and free safety.
Linebackers, you're kind of having to retool that.
Yeah, we've lost a couple guys that honestly I expected to have that didn't graduate, but we've worked with it. These guys have done a good job, but still young in the position. Jay Stevenson is a guy that's moving from defensive end to our Sam linebacker. He's done a really good job at it. If you go out in the field, he looks like a linebacker, and he's learning it. It's a complicated position to learn, not only just in 1 year, but kind of last minute 1 year too. So, but he's done a really good job. I'm proud with the steps that he's took forward each week. His backup be Azariah Rich, only a sophomore, a guy that we expect a whole lot out of. He'll get some minutes this year. Could get a lot, kind of up in the air right now, but he's a really good player. He's been a good player at every level in the program. We expect him to continue to do that. Great kid. Braden Poindexter, he's probably our centerpiece, heart and soul, middle linebacker, quarterback of the defense. He was our leading tackler last year. Really excited to have him back this week. We haven't had him for a couple of weeks.
Yeah.
It makes a big difference.
It's going to make a big difference.
It makes a big difference not having him in the middle. So I'm just excited that he's back. Behind him is Ethan Sosh. He's another young stud. He's been banged up, though, unfortunately, too. Though we're just hoping for good news from him. Ethan Sosh can play. He'd be a guy to be on the field somewhere. He's just getting healthy. He's just had some bad luck. So we're hoping – that's Dakota's little brother. We're hoping that he can just get healthy, and then he'll definitely help us somewhere. Aiden Musser is starting Willie right now. Him and Joe Bumpus are both just battling that spot out right now. We got a freshman and a junior who's only played but 1 year. Newcomer, yeah. So 2 new guys, really. But both of them get after it. I've been impressed with both of them, just how hard both of them play and how hard that they've been trying to get the scheme down to get ready to play. So it's been a really nice battle between those 2. They'll rotate even reps planning to this game coming up because I really don't know. But I've been impressed with both of them. Dakota Sosh, I already talked about offense, same way on defense. Hunter Curnel will be the backup. That's at Rocket. Dakota Sosh will start Rocket. Hunter Curnel will back him up. At our whip position will be Eli Laval. Already talked about that. Logan Nolan will be his backup. And Logan Nolan plays a little bit of everywhere. He's another kid, because of our linebacker issues, I've had to move from Rocket to Whip to Sam to Willie. But he just comes out and says, yes, sir, and gets it done. So Nolan is a guy that will probably be on the field for us in some aspect, really good for us on special teams, and also will help us some on defense. But just he's the type of kid you can win with because, like I said, he's not had a fair shake at things. He's a guy we're always moving. It's not a bad thing. It's because he can do multiple things. And when we have a hole, he's just a guy that can help fill it. So great kid to coach. And then another backup there be Camden Nash. Camden Nash really turned it on the last couple of weeks. He's a physical kid. He's tall, he's long, decent athletic ability. Just figuring it out, I feel like, in the last week. So really excited to keep taking those steps with him and see what he can give us later on in the year. Left end, we got Gary Hall, who I've talked about. Behind him will be little Blazina. Blazina, he's a firecracker now. He's a little bitty guy, but he plays defensive end for us. Got great get off, the quickest kid on the team as far as getting off the ball, and got a heart of a line. He's going to give you everything he's got. Doesn't matter how outsized he is. He'll be a guy that'll get in there some. He'll look out of place, but he'll be making plays when he gets in. Keegan Pearson starting the other end. I've talked about him. Michael Counts behind him. At nose guard, Brand Sassy starting, and Counts is behind him. Kind of the same way I talked about the DBs having 4 starters. There's 4 starters up there too. It'd be Gary Hall, Keegan Pearson, Brand Sassy, and Counts playing kind of the swing player there. Mm-hmm. Some other guys that will help us though out there, Johnny Trammell. Johnny Trammell's a good-looking kid who's only a sophomore, and because of injuries and health things last year, he didn't get to play much. After camp week, I think he wasn't allowed to play anymore. But so he's kind of a freshman in a lot of ways, but physically he's definitely not. He's a guy that I expect to play for us a lot this year. We also have Matthew Counts, who is a freshman. Another Counts. They're all, when you get Counts, they're good. So we expect a lot of things out of him. And then we got Ethan Burns, who'd be the last guy on the O-line, D-line. New guy, also freshman. Burns is the guy that gets in there. It doesn't matter, good, bad, or indifferent. He's going to fight it out. And when you got freshmen with that kind of heart, it really helps the team because you really need them when we're that senior heavy up front. Them freshmen got to get in there versus them during team and things and try to give them the best look they can get, and those guys do that. So been a really good group to coach so far overall. That's probably been my biggest takeaway. It's been one of my best years starting the season. I don't know if we'll win every game or lose every game, but we got a really good group of kids that work hard and got the team thing that are there for each other. So it's been a fun year and a good start so far.
Yeah, well, the start will be this Friday night. We'll see. That's when it counts.
Start. Yeah.
And you've got Marshall County, 7 o'clock kickoff down at Draftonville. Marshall County is a 5A team.
5A.
Second highest classification in the state. And I went back and looked. I was surprised. Over the years, we haven't played Marshall a whole lot.
Yeah.
But I thought we had beaten them a time or two. But I look back and
really?
we're 0-5 against them.
I thought we had beat them once too. I thought I remember. Not when I was in school, but I thought I remembered seeing.
Yeah, I thought we played them really close, and I remember that game. It was down there. We were ahead most of the game and kind of lost it late, and maybe that's the one I'm thinking about.
Yeah,
but
me too,
that's a team. In our good years, we should be able to compete against them. So this will be a good test for us right out of the chute, won't it?
Yeah, I think so. I mean, like you said, they're a 5A school. I don't know, 80-something man roster. They're huge in size also, really big kids. Several guys, probably 300-pound, several 300-pounders out there. So they're a big physical team. I know their coach. This is only his second year there. I thought he got them a lot better last year, and I think they're a lot better this year than they were last year. So I think he definitely has them trending in the right direction. So the question this week is going to be real simple. Can we handle their physicality, and can we handle their numbers?
Yeah.
That's going to be it. If they send waves at us, can we take it? If they're getting fresh, can our guys fight? Tired, a lot of mental things and things like that. So, and then just meeting their overall physicality. They're going to be bigger than us, way bigger than us. And
of course, Madisonville's number 9 team in 5A. Marshall County's unranked. But we'll be at their place. There'll be a lot of excitement around there. And then now we've got one of our coaches down there, Devin Belt. I'm sure.
I forgot
they'll announce him as a new baseball coach.
Yeah, we probably will. Be at halftime.
While we're there. Yeah. But what do you know about them as far as what they do?
I feel like they have a good quarterback, but they run the ball primarily, I would think. I don't know if that's really accurate or not. It's hard to tell based on these scrimmages, to be 100% honest.
Who did they scrimmage?
They scrimmaged Union County and Fort Campbell. They showed that they could throw the ball. They showed that they could run the ball. Defensively, they showed that they'd get after it. So it's just hard for me to really sit down and say this is what they're going to do, being that early. You just never know what you're getting into with a couple of scrimmage films.
Right. Do you know a score on the Union County game?
No, I will say no, I don't know official score. And scrimmages are weird. Like they started 10-10, you know what I mean, 10 offense, 10 defense. Right. So they scored early on the 10-10, and then they scored in their very first play when they started playing it by quarters. I don't even know how you'd say it. Like game-like, I guess. Union, I would say, ended up running away with it later. They started having a lot of success running the ball. But Marshall showed to be competitive early.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then you said they played Fort Campbell. How did that?
Yeah,
good chance to see
Fort Campbell never stopped them at one time, and I don't know if they may have scored once in the 10-10, but Marshall County handled that scrimmage pretty much from start to finish.
Yeah. All right, Coach, anything else that we need to cover this week as we get ready to start the season?
No, I don't think so. Marshall County, 7 o'clock kickoff. They sent me GoFan, and they said cash at the gate, so I guess it'll be either.
And cash at the gate. People will be tickled
excited
to death
about that. And maybe it's GoFan and cash. I don't know how it works, but they did say cash as well. So
yeah, they will take it.
Yeah.
Injuries. Anybody that we know right now will not play this week?
No, right now will not play.
You said Byford's an if.
Yeah, that probably not. Yeah, no, that's it that I know for sure.
Well, that's good.
Play. We're in better shape than we've been. That's for sure. Which is the goal.
Yeah.
Week 1, be ready.
All right. Well, we're going to go down. There'll be a sea of orange down there.
Yeah.
It's like going into Tennessee.
Yeah.
Neyland Stadium.
They got a beautiful place. Beautiful stadium.
It's a wonderful facility.
Yeah,
very, very nice facility.
Best field in Western Kentucky, in my opinion.
All right, we'll see you Friday night. Kickoff 7 o'clock. After the game, tune in to the Rocket website and catch all the stats and photos and video and all the stuff we do to cover Rocket football. We appreciate you guys. Appreciate all of our partners in this. And Coach Courtney, thank you a lot.
Thank you.
All right, we'll see you Friday night.
This program is supported by advertising. Rocket Football appreciates these local partners: Mark Williams Land Team at Whitetail Properties, Riley Tool and Machine, Par 4 Plastics, Curnel Ag, Full Body Fitness Studio, Yarborough Tabor Goodwin Insurance, Farmers Bank and Trust, Hodges Sports and Apparel, Deer Lakes Golf Course, Livingston Hospital, Seaplant Federal Credit Union, Frazer Law Firm, Cobie Evans and Bart Frazer, Darrick Myers, Johnson's Furniture and Appliance, First United Bank, Gilbert Funeral Home, and Beavers Heating and Air. Go Rockets!